Hey guys, it's Wednesday evening. This is BW and we're back out in the garage. Tonight we're going to look at laying out to cut that fender on the driver's side. We don't know where we're going to cut it yet, but we're going to figure it out. We're going to clean the paint off, take a look at it, see where it takes us. Stick around and check it out. Alright guys, let me pull you down off the stand and show you what I'm thinking. Right, wrong, I don't know. I've never patched a fender, let alone on a 55 Chevy rolling steel tilt nose. But we're gonna do it. All right, so the first thing I should note, anybody looking at this for a reference, if you're gonna patch the bottom of your fender, we've already cut off long ago the bolt hole, the threaded bolt hole that was in this bracketry that you bolt to the rocker down there for a fender on a standard Tri-5. So know that you're going to have to cut it off and then harvest the brace and put it on the new patch panel and put it back on. We don't have to do that because we got a hood pin set up on ours for our rolling tilt nose. So one of the first things I got to do is I got to unbolt this. Then we're going to measure from here up, and however big that patch is that I bought, we're going to clean the paint off an inch past that, and we're going to check all this and see how much I really have to take off. It could be only this much, but you know, we want to take a good look at what we have, because our patch, and we'll go off of how long our patch is to how much we want to replace. It looks really good up in here. I think we might only have to do the bottom section, but we'll see. All right guys, well, I stripped up about 15 inches the size of the patch, and I'm really surprised there isn't much bad metal there at all. And I'll show you why I'm surprised in a minute, but let me bring you down off the stand and I'll show you what I got. All right, if I bring you over to the job, see, I went up, you know, just fishing around for anything. I kind of knew right away once I was in here I didn't have anything, but I'm going to strip this whole nose anyway, and I'll show you that in a second. But the only place that we really started getting mud was right here, and I started getting real heavy right here, so I stopped right in there because there's no sense in grinding what I'm going to cut off anyway. And you guys can see, look how crappy that is when you're right up on it. It's all bubbly, and it really wasn't done well. And even when I was cleaning up at these edges around in here, I started to get red rust underneath the primer right in here. So the main thing I got to think about tonight, because I left my 4-inch down at that house we're rehabbing, and I was going to cut it off with that. I got to decide if I want to cut an L patch into it or if I want to come the whole way across. I'm going to think about that for the night. This is one of those times when I wish YouTube would let me put a still picture up like those people that have 1,000 subscribers, so I could ask some of you guys what you think, because I don't know. I'll talk to a couple people and I'll see what they think. I'll talk to my buddy Mike, I guess. We'll decide then. But anyway, let me show you why I was fishing up here. For people that's been with us for a while, you already know when I was putting this together, there's almost an 1/8 inch of mud on the top of this fender right here, and I have no idea why. I have a suspicion it was to blend this eye, and I'll show you the inside of that. But you can see where a long time ago I cut a little bit in there just to see how deep it was. Because no matter what I did when I put these pieces of wood together to make the rolling tilt nose, it would not line up, and it's because this is so heavy with plastic. So yeah, we'll be stripping the whole thing and fishing around and seeing what's going on up here. I look on the inside and it looks wonderful, you know. So I'm thinking that, you know, look how crappy it is right there where he fixed the eyebrows. And I think he just ran the mud too thick, too far back. So, and to blend it, I guess, I don't know. So we'll clean at it and we'll figure it out and take it from there. But like I say, this was the metal we had during the peak of the virus shutdown, so we used it. So we're gonna try to fix it up and roll with it, because it's cool. All right, so I'm gonna stop for tonight. Like I say, it's getting to be 7 o'clock and it's dark already. I don't want to have that compressor thumping all night on my poor neighbors, you know. I forgot my electric grinder. So we'll take care of that tomorrow or the next day whenever I can get back out here. I got a lot going on. But I'll catch you guys next time. Hey guys, we're getting a little late start this evening, but we're going to start on this patch job on this front fender. Let me pull you down off the stand and show you what I got going on right now. All right. we went ahead and we cleaned the primer off the size of the patch. We got all good metal up through here. It's great, man. There's nothing wrong. Down here is where I started hitting the mud, and they just laid metal over top and then put mud on it. So we're just gonna cut it out here. I just took a speed square, and speed squared it off of this corner and off the bottom. So I'm gonna cut on that line. We're in good metal, but we were gonna get all this muddy, cruddy, bubbly stuff off of here. There was no point in cleaning it off. It's maybe later if I want to look at what they did, but I really don't care. I just want to get it off the car. So let's go ahead and slice this off, and then we'll begin to trim our new piece to fit. All right, bring you guys back in just a second. Guys, well, we sliced that bad piece off in no time. I got it laying up on the patch right now. I'll show it to you and see what I'm thinking. I'm going to cut it a little big, like a 1/4 inch big on both sides. Then I'll take it over to the fender area and I'll try to size it up properly, and we'll take it from there. It's at this point, guys, if you're doing this but you're not having a slide and tilt nose and you're going to be bolting yours on the way it's factory meant it to, it's at that point where you would try to harvest whatever bracing you needed to. Like I said, we cut ours off long ago, but this bracing came all the way down originally, and it had a tapped hole. I think it was 3/8/16 right here. So you would have to go after all these spot welds in here and try to salvage the bracing if you were going to do that. We don't need it. We're not using it. We got a completely custom front end we're doing, so we don't have any use for it. But I figured I'd better let you guys know and bring that fact up. So let me cut this patch and then I'll bring you guys back in. All right, guys, let me bring you over and show you what I'm thinking. All right, we took and cut our patch off. I threw 3 screws in here, just temporary, just overlapping. You can see it's down just a little bit, but overall it's pretty good. All right, you'll notice it's a little lower right there. It will come up a little bit, but let me show you the other side. Remember, this is a custom tilt nose, so I'm kind of like using this side as a reference. Come down here, look, it's just a hair below. I would say less than 1/8, but a hair below. So I'll try to match it up with this one. You know, that was as close as I could get it when we put it together. So it's pretty cool. All right, so what I'm going to do now is flip the lid up, trace the inside of this patch, and then I'll bring you in and let you look at it, and then we'll cut it. And hopefully we don't mess it up. So just bear with me. Let me get this tilted up real quick. Let's take a look at the inside of this and see what it looks like. Yeah, it's not bad. Everything looks all right. So I feel like if I just trace this out and we make our cut, we'll see what it looks like. It should come right in for us. This has got just a hair more of a dip, I guess you would say, or radius to it, but it's pretty gosh darn close. So let's go ahead and trace this out with our marker, make the cut, and see what we got. All right, so give me a minute. Okay guys, it's getting kind of late, so I had to stop for the night, but let me show you what I got. We just tacked the patch on for right now. I got some tapping and grinding to do, and it's a little too late for that, so we're just gonna call this for the tonight. All right, we got it on there, come out really, really good. I made one little tiny snafu, if you can see it right here. I had to, I wanted to cut this bracket back just a little bit so I could clean at the metal a little bit. You can see out behind it, there's a little rust there. So I wanted to clean that up, and I just touched it with the grinder. And I gouged in here a little bit, but that's okay. I mean, we can fix that up. We can weld that right up. But that's what that is. Let me put the lid down, put the rolling tilt nose down, and let you see where we're at. I mean, obviously, we still got to put the hole in it for the hood pin and everything like that, but overall, it's come out pretty good. If I had one little complaint, I wish the patch had come over more like the original did. See how it doesn't quite make it. It's like a 1/4 inch short right there, but we'll fix it up, you know. It's better than what was there. There was just a bubbly mess of putty there, so here it is here. Look behind here and just look at that mess. Yeah, there's a hole right there, big nasty hole there where they just pounded metal in. They didn't even put metal over here on this side. They just filled it with mud because it was behind that channel that I cut off. Just nasty, ugly stuff. But it's gone now. So let me put the nose down and we'll see how it looks. All right, guys. Well, I got the roll and tilt nose down. I think it looks pretty good. I'll have to remember to pull up just a hair whenever I make the hole for the pin, for the hood pin. I think I had to do that when I actually fabricated this initially. Just like that right there. And man, is that sharp. But we'll play with it when we can make some noise. It's a little too late for that. We don't want to disturb the neighbors. So we're just gonna roll with what we got for this evening. Really happy with the progress we made. The little bit of garage time we got, we made the most of it. We didn't get a whole bunch, but we made most of what we got. So I'm gonna go in, edit what I got so far, get some stuff ready, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay guys, well it's the next day and we're just working at this patch. I'm making movements all the way around to get things welded up. And yeah, so that's what we got going on right now. Alright, take a look at it guys. We got to keep going through. I just make sure I can always touch it, whether I'm welding or grinding. I try to keep the metal as cold as I can so you can constantly touch it and check it without burning yourself. Try to keep the metal as cool as possible so things don't get warpy or crazy on us. So we'll just keep going, making laps until we're done. Alright. So that's basically all we're doing. I'll bring you in after a while here. I guess I'll get it grinded up and we'll take it from there. Alright guys, we got it welded out. It looks pretty good. I'm happy with the job overall. I found one more spot I might have to deal with. I'll worry about it in a little bit because I got to go in and get cleaned up and get ready to go work on our house a little bit. But there's 2 holes here that were filled in with putty. There was a bigger mark of putty. I just thought it was just a little dent. But as it turns out, they filled in 2 holes here. I don't know. They're awful big to be emblem holes. I don't think that's what was going on. And it's not rust. So I don't know if they drilled something, but it's definitely dented in right here. Maybe they tried to pull a dent out. And I noticed that, you know, it had a little bit of body work in through here. So we're just gonna have to body work it. So I won't drill the hole for the hood pin yet because I'm gonna have to get some mud and we'll mud this up and sand it and get it really close, and then we'll drill the pinhole. All right. One thing I forgot to mention to you guys when I was welding this patch in, I always take a wafer wheel if it's touching, and you just gotta kind of like kiss it so there's an opening, because when you sand this smooth, if you grind all the weld off, you won't have nothing. But when you have a little tiny gap the whole way around, the weld comes all the way through. So you got some structure to it, and it's good and strong. All right. So I failed to mention that to you guys, but yeah, that's how I do it. All right. That way you ain't got to worry about it. So that's where I'm at for today. I'll go in and throw this into the mix of video. Maybe I'll come back out tonight. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Got a lot going on. See you guys later. All right, guys. I think I'm going to wrap this video up. I feel like we got some good footage. I'm really happy with the way this Fender came out. There's a couple spots up here like I showed you with that dent and stuff, but it's really nothing. Really, overall, I'm really happy with the job. I am got a little flash rust already, so we'll have to get some primer on there, maybe tomorrow. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys, our buddy up in Canada, Scott's Rods, you know, really cool guy, got a great show going on up there. He's got that wheel of misfortune. I think it's one of the great things. You know, he spins it and then he picks a job. Well, we got BW's big board, and I'm going to show you that real quick. The wife just got it for us. It's one of those eraser boards, and we're going to start putting jobs on here, and then we're going to explode into other jobs. It'll be kind of fun. It's something she could do because my handwriting's awful, so I had her out here handwriting. Check it out. Okay, sheet metal work down. That would involve the door jamb that we got to finish here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to weld up the seams on the inside of the tilt nose. I want to run tacks along the trunk pan seams on the inside before I seam seal, just for additional strength.
Tacks?
Tacks. Tack welds. Tack welds, yeah. I gotta weld the driver's side rear window frame, but we're waiting for our buddy Fiano from the Tri-5 Guy show for that. Alright. I think that's it for the sheet metal, and then I think we want to get into we got some parts to order, and I think the first 2 things I want to get are the steering column. That's on parts order. And I haven't decided if I want to try to use this original pedal setup or get pedals and start working on the brake setup. So we got brake components to order, and we'll break that down later on.
Brake components and what else?
Brake components, steering column, and then I have to look and see about the foot pedals. So I'm not sure. So we'll just call it brake components for now. And I think we'll stop there, and we'll start with that, and then we'll add to it and erase as we go. But those items over the next couple of weeks will get us going. All right, so there it is. You know, the sheet metal work. We got a couple jobs to wrap up in there. One of them on this tilt nose one, that's a lot of work yet to do, guys. I got to lay some bar in here and tack it all the way down on both sides. I still got to weld the back side in here, and there's just some loose ends I want to tighten up on this thing to really shore it up. So that's what that's all about. So we're going to make that. That's going to be another job for a big day, and we're going to make some tack welds back there on the trunk pan before I put the seam sealer in. And there's just some other little things. The window, we got to wait for the Tri-5 guy. He's going to help me with that. Now, the parts order are going to explode into a lot of jobs. Take brake components. You know, I got to get the master cylinder. I think I'm going to get the little 9-inch boost because I think that's what I want to have. I'm going to have to think on the foot pedal and things of that nature because they have so many options. I can get a completely new setup. I can use the old setup that I have and buy an adapter kit for it. So I'm really going to think on that. One thing I'm going to buy right away is a steering column. That way we can have it here, and that'll be a lot of fun. We'll install that one together for sure. And there's a lot more to buy, but I can only afford so much at a time. So that's why we've only got these 2 items right now. And like I say, the brake components, that's going to explode into like 10 jobs. So that's, you know, and in the steering column also, you know. But getting back to the brake components, that leads to the clutch too, because when I buy the foot pedals, I got to decide, because I need the cylinder for the hydraulic clutch as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I do like picking stuff out, and we're going to pick some cool stuff out. So I wanted to show you guys that big board. That's pretty much what I got for you guys this week. So I hope you enjoy it. Let me know. Make sure to visit us on Friday Night Lives. You know, that's a lot of fun for me, and I enjoy talking to all you guys. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share it. Let's get some more people in, and let's have some fun together. Take care, everybody.